Hello and welcome to the Otaku Clubhouse. Today we are going to do something a little different. Can anybody guess what that is? I mean, you can look at the name of the video and probably tell, but can you tell what that is?
We're gonna play Russian roulette.
Huh?
No? Oh.
Well,
I'll put this away.
No, but seriously, we're just gonna discuss, we've been watching all of the new animes, or at least all of the animes that seem to at least be somewhat interesting. So we're just going to discuss them, give our first impressions, because, you know, nobody else on YouTube has ever done a first impressions of the animes of the season, right? I can't remember any.
Surprise, they're all garbage.
So well, spring 2017. You guys want to go down in a list? Because I got a list right here.
I have a list, and I also have notes. So,
all right, how about we start with something relatable? Boruto, TNG.
Yeah. Boruto.
It's basically the next generation of Star Trek.
No, it's not.
When you really think about it.
No, it's not, because people actually care about Boruto.
True. So, I think it looked really good, especially the opening. I think that there's a lot of room there's a lot of potential in this, because best part of Naruto wasn't the main plot, it was all the side characters and you know, their stories, and this is essentially, hey, let's start over with a side character, let's fast forward past all that ninja war bullshit, and let's see how Naruto would have grown up if there wasn't a ninja war.
Well, let's see how Naruto would grow up. It's more like, how would Naruto grow up if he was a shit instead of just being an idiot?
At the beginning of the episode, they did show the far-reaching future. Oh no, the Leaf Village has been destroyed again.
And Boruto has a single Byakugan eye because...
And he has magic tattoos.
Oh god, this is gonna be... So aside from that, no. But to be fair though, the animation for it was... very the animation for it was great. It was vibrant, very colorful, and it was really consistent. I'm actually surprised. It looked way better than the original. Side note, it looks like the lead animator for the Naruto actually died today.
Oh, well, rip.
So yeah, that's just side note. But ultimately, I'd say pretty decent first impression, surprisingly. And I mean surprisingly.
I think y'all are just Shonen Jump shells, because that first episode was garbage, and y'all are awful for being...
No, you're just an anti-show, y'all.
Y'all are being enticed by the same artist who brought you... Well, not the artist. The same author who brought you Neji Can't Dodge.
Also the
we
same
were just
artist,
talking about this.
Also the same artist who brought you Rock Lee killed Madara. Nope, next chapter he didn't.
Rock Lee?
It happened. No, it happened.
It was Guy.
No, it was Rock Lee in one of the chapters kicked it was either Madara or Obito in half. And in the next chapter it just he wasn't apart or anything. He was just standing there and it was totally fine.
I don't remember this. Let's move on. What's the next thing we got here?
Well, let's drop it back down from positives down into the negatives. Frame arm girls.
Oh,
that's like a shilling show, but without the charm.
Without the soul of a shilling show?
Well, like, cause you know, like Gundam Bill Fighters, the first one was really good in terms of a product, toy commercial, but
so like Phantasy Star Online 2, the animation.
Oh
yeah, basically.
I remember Phantasy Star Online 2, the animation, where they just basically took the hair off of Lambda 11 and put it onto this other character. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about frame arm girls.
So, how it looks, it's got like weird, not bad CG, but it's strange because the main character is a 2D girl, and then the frame girls, or the frame arm girls, I should say, are in 3D. So it's like a weird clash. And we'll talk more about the rest of the season too.
Oh, you mean we'll be talking about CG for a while this season?
CG and 2D clashing, yeah.
In some cases it does work, admittedly. In some other ones, like Frame Arms, and another one we'll be bringing up pretty soon, probably next, it stands out very strong.
As like I would describe this series as, a modern day Metabots, except you can jerk off to them.
I don't know, man. Metabee had some pretty large thighs.
Nah, let's go to the next one. Bahamut, season 2, but not quite season 2. Virgin Soul.
Bahamut, Virgin Soul. So
yeah,
I was actually a huge fan of the original Shingeki no Bahamut. I thought it was really, really great. Favreau was awesome. Kaiser was awesome, and the animation for it was really good. It was one of those. It was actually based off of a video game, and it's surprisingly good. I can't remember the last time that happened.
So the secondary season, or series, I should say, it's not really a season 2. What did you say? Like, they planned a season 2 and they didn't go through with it, so they just went straight to this story?
Yeah, it was going to be called, if I'm remembering right, Rage of Bahamut Mania Friends.
So the main character is a cute pink-haired girl, and if you turn her on, she turns into a dragon.
Yeah.
Which is weird, so...
Yeah, and she seems to be extremely thirsty.
Very thirsty.
So we'll see how annoying that gimmick gets after 12
Well, I mean,
episodes.
if you breathe fire, you would be thirsty too.
So we're saying... but ignoring that, horrible pun. Yeah, I say very positive. I think that the main heroine so far is pretty alright. She doesn't seem to be particularly terrible. It's good to see Kaiser back. Animation is still great, but it's to be expected. It's Mappa. And aside from maybe a few weird inklings with CG, because they CG'd some of the random knights.
Yeah.
It looked, all in all, I think it looked, sounds, and just overall, I think this is going to be pretty good. I'm just hoping that Favreau comes back in the right way.
So looking forward to more of that. Next is Sakura Quest. For me, the instant I saw the OP, I was like, this is a hard no. Then I gave it a chance, and I'm just like, I'm iffy on it. I personally will say I'm giving it a few more episodes because it seems to have a pretty decent concept, because this main heroine signed up to be the queen of this little isolated town off in the countryside. So the whole thing is they're really into this weird legend that involves a chupacabra in Japan, and yeah, they pronounce it wrong because they're Japanese, but it's the same creature.
But ultimately, I'm hoping it'll be decent because, I mean, heck, I like Hanasaka Iroha, and that didn't have a great first episode either. So I'd say I'll watch one more of that. I
think a word or a term to describe this anime and a couple other ones that we'll talk about is a slow burn. Like, this is the type of shit that you want to marathon. You don't really want to watch it weekly. At least not me, speaking for myself. But
I'm somebody who enjoys slow burn. Let's get that on the table. I enjoy slow burn series, especially if it has decent payoff, or as long as it's like similar to Fate Zero. Early on in Fate Zero was really slow.
Yeah, I guess.
Fate Zero is overrated, but that's a little off topic.
So let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about the season premiere of Hero Academy.
Yeah. Well, we actually watched 2 episodes of this one so far.
Yeah.
Well,
Go
as
on.
somebody who's been reading the manga, this is like the worst part of the manga. It's not to say that it's bad, but it's definitely not as good as what came before and what's coming afterwards.
From what I can tell, somebody who hasn't read this part of the manga, this is going to be a tournament arc, which some people have problems with tournament arcs. And over the years, I started to see that it's just a way to, how did you put it?
Introduce a bunch of new characters without having to thematically fit them into the story correctly.
And what a surprise that seems to be happening. But, more of the same. If it's more of the same, and it's Boku no Hero Academia, that's more good. So I'm not gonna drop it.
Oh
I'm
no!
gonna have to select through it.
Yeah, and even if it's a tournament arc, which I'm probably the one who is the most naysayer of such, there's still plenty of good tournament arcs in things, like the tournament arcs in Hunter x Hunter. I think there were two.
Well, especially because those ones, Hunter x Hunter is a series that switches up the rules all the times. But next anime.
The next anime is something I know that you guys enjoyed. Let's talk about Gendo Guardian.
Next.
I think we made it.
Let's talk.
No. We need to just say something about Gendo Guardian.
Okay.
It's
So,
probably the
as I
worst
mentioned,
anime that's airing this season, really.
as I mentioned before, there's another series that has weird, just obnoxious CG combined with a 2D protagonist, and it just clashes awfully. And his design.
Wait, you mean you don't like a plain white-haired main character wearing a regular coat, looking very plain, looking totally normal, but all of a sudden he has a red scarf?
Wow, scarf badass! Somebody out here is a mark for scars, and even he wasn't.
Somebody out
It
here.
doesn't matter if they have a scarf if the character is lame.
He was what we're trying to say is this anime was very
And I don't even know. Look, that's the sign of a first episode. I don't even know what the fuck is happening. It's just here. Oh, look, he's fighting a bunch of horrible CG soldiers. Oh, now he's in high school. Like, what the hell is happening?
well. No,
Don't even remember his name.
I'll say this: it's not the fact that you don't know what's going on. It's the fact that you don't know what's going on and you don't want to find out.
And I don't care. So
Exactly.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, that was a hard no, just completely around, just all around. I'm pretty sure.
Now let's talk about like the polar opposite of that. Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism.
Wow, I'm
That
surprised you
show
got
is
that
god.
right.
Like, the main character is based.
The main character might be the best main character of the entire season, maybe of the entire past 3 seasons.
He's a pretty good main character. So for anybody who doesn't know, the story takes place in a school. The main character ends up going there, and it used to be an all-female school, became co-ed, and then all the women there started fearing the guys, and eventually somebody, I don't know how this became a thing, was just like, let's give these girls weapons.
I'm gonna have to stop you there.
It's a
'Cause
horrible
they can read the
fucking-
synopsis themselves. We don't need you to narrate it.
Okay. Well, then
we can talk about how we feel about it.
Yeah, let me just
Yeah.
let me pull up my notes about it.
This would basically be Hakaiser's favorite school if it wasn't for the fact that they would have to make him cross-dress.
Well, first of all, OG would never stoop to that level.
Okay.
Second of all, I have no idea what you're talking about.
How the fucking women are on punishment squads, yo.
Why would that appeal to Hawkaiser, the final brave?
Okay.
Paul Kaiser,
But
the
yeah,
legendary
look-
final brave.
And the fight sequences are really good. Nice choreography.
The fight sequences are all right. The only thing, I didn't know that this was actually intended to be an action, and and just personally, I was able to see a few animation mistakes. Those will clearly be touched up in the DVD release. They're really
yeah.
small. But all
I
in
didn't
all,
think it was going to be action either. I thought it was going to be harem. Comedy harem, which it still could be.
Yeah, it's so just to cut things short for this one. I think that the story's pretty good. The music, just from the opening and endings, are pretty average. Animation is average, but it's really the main character that holds that whole thing together.
Oh, you know what it reminds me of, actually?
What?
Tenjo Tenge.
I hope it doesn't spend 10 episodes in the past and then goes into another flashback in a flashback.
All right.
Oh God.
What's up next?
Let's jump back down. Tsuki ga Kirei, which, if I'm remembering right, translates to "love is beautiful" or "love is stainless" or something along that line.
This is another slow burner, except for this one, unlike Sakura Quest and unlike the other one, this one seems interesting. It interests me. It took me a while, but by the end of the episode, I'm like, wait a minute, this kid is crazy.
See, so as somebody who's seen, I believe that this is also the writer of how do you pronounce that? Horo no Muska, or The Wandering Son. I believe that it's the same writer or director, and if so, the problem is this person doesn't seem to really know how to write children, so all of his children come off sounding actually like adults.
Yeah, and I can see how that...
About, like, where they just basically just walking for the whole episode.
Yes, where you saw everybody's back, where you just kept seeing shots of everyone's back.
That show's garbage.
I can see how that might be a problem with this one, because, like, the first signs of the Winds of Madness is when they're in the restaurant scene, and the kid's just thinking to himself a quote from a famous author. It's just some fucking some hardcore pessimistic shit, yo.
Yeah, and call me on this. You know what? Quote me on this. In probably around the time that this anime ends, in a month or within the next like couple of days, actually, probably around episode 3, there will be a few YouTubers analyzing moments in this anime to say things with a bunch of very, very high level words and whatnot. So just keep an eye out for it. I promise you.
Keep an eye out for pretentious YouTubers. Oh,
this coming from
like Digibro.
Snip, snip.
I suppose I wasn't supposed to say that.
Next anime on the list. Speaking of pretentious, Sagrada Reset. This was fucking.
This is coming from somebody with personal attachment to this series. Wow, that was a very first episode.
It was a very like I understand what they were going for, but nothing happened. Even the idea that this kid he remembers everything, and the other girl, she can reset time, right? None of that was displayed. Like if you were just watching it and nobody told you what their powers were, you wouldn't know the difference. You would just see a bunch of fucking dumb kids just talking about shit. They're not dumb. The main character is.
It did, admittedly. Well, here's the thing. It was also a bit too. I want to say that the characters felt too flat. The main character and the main heroine felt way too flat, and it might have been intentional for them to not have any emotions, but good God, did it feel like they had no emotions.
The main character is a pretentious prick.
Yeah, and
his friend called him out on it, which is good.
Yeah, and usually I would think that pretentious pricks is totally up most people's alley, since most of us are a bunch of pretentious pricks. But no, it's just ultimately I'm wavering on the idea of continuing that.
I'm giving it a hard no. I thought it was fucking boring.
What about
moving on?
Okay, let's talk about Sekikai Suru Kado. You know, that one CG anime with the giant cube.
Yeah, ALMAO.
So
Yeah, if
this
nothing
one-
else, I want to see what the aliens' plans are, because like they just show up and fucking in the airport, and dude comes out and talks to everybody on the planet through like telepathy and shit. I'm like, all right, okay. I don't think it's like a particularly good show, but they at least got me for one more episode.
Other notable things about this show is the main character and his friend have a very questionable relationship.
Another thing to add. If you're looking at this, you might want to just skip episode 00. It nearly knocked these two out of it.
It's completely unnecessary. Like, you don't need it at all. And it delays you from getting to the best character on the show, was the Etch-a-Sketch-chan.
True.
So, here's actually one thing to say. You notice, Hawkeyes, like you said, you actually were interested in seeing another episode. This ties back into what we said a little bit ago. It's something that we don't know what's going on, and we actually do care.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. You make it something. Oh, I'm completely confused, but this is interesting. You're making me drawn back in.
Exactly.
So I'm saying a plus to that. The animation is weird. It's not bad. I believe it's done by the same group that did Fire Emblem and Bubiki Baranki. The music for it's actually really good. I love that ending theme, and I like that opening theme. Very good. It'll probably end up on Toonami at some point, so you can get ready for that.
Ooh, well, you're hard calling Toonami series, though.
It looks like something that'll end up on Toonami. Quote me on that.
Well, how about a different series that might end up on Toonami, like Tsugumomo, actually.
Tsugumomo will not end up on Toonami.
It is a perfect Toonami anime. Or I should say it's a perfect Adult Swim anime.
Which one is that?
That is the one with the blue-haired girl and the boy with her, and she used to be a cloth.
Oh, yeah.
See, this, the thing that makes this actually kind of, it's a pretty generic premise. But the thing that makes it stand out is the fact that the main heroine, this blue-haired girl, what was her name? I did not write this down.
Got it.
Kiriha?
Something.
Yeah, the thing that she kind of makes the show, in truth, because she's not like your, she's a tsundere, but she's not your typical tsundere, and I know you hear that all the time, but she actually is not your typical tsundere. She seems to actually like the main character.
And well, the main character is a pussy, but he's not your typical pussy. So it's an interesting mix.
The opening for it's I'm gonna say the opening for it's pretty bad. The animation for it isn't great, and the music for it isn't great either.
Yeah, but the ending is pretty comfy.
The animation for the show is actually pretty decent. It seems to be really good when it focuses on her, what's that thing called? The sash that she wears. That they seem to be really good at that. Also, for anybody who's actually looking into this, you might want to read the manga. The art in the manga is great.
Yeah, that's what I wrote, is that as good as this seems, I would probably rather just read the manga.
Yeah, so Tsugumomo gets a pass from me, but I'd say go read the manga. You guys?
I'm giving it a pass, because it's still like just a harem set. Well, not a harem, but you know.
It might be.
A romance.
You never know.
Alright, how about, let's talk about, let's see, what's next on the list? Let's talk about Recreators. This is something I was really looking forward to. So, Recreators is... It's like Recreators is a crossover series that doesn't have any licenses.
Yeah. What if your waifu was real? Oh no, your wife was real. She's destroying the city.
Oh no, it's a very interesting series. It's got like such a bland and honestly kind of silly premise, I think, but the animation seems to be pretty good for it.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to have my favorite soundtrack of the season again. Can anybody guess who's one of the music composers on it?
Here we go. No drones.
Can anybody guess?
Songs sound the same.
It is Sawano Hiroyuki. Yes.
Well, if all of the songs sound the same, then they'll like all of the songs.
Exactly. Thank you, Felix. But yes, I'm really into the soundtrack. I think it's going to probably be my favorite of the season. Animation is good. It's directed by Aoki. Again, somebody else I also like, so I'm definitely giving it a pass. It's probably going to end up being my anime of the season.
It's interesting, but I'm calling it right now. The main villain is going to be created by he's not even the main character. Would you call him that?
He said himself that he's the narrator.
Yeah, he's the narrator, but I consider him the MC since it goes from his perspective, not the girl's perspective. I'm pretty sure that the villain is going to be creation of the main character, and it's going to be like a fucking reverse Comic Zone. Not a reverse Comic Zone, it's going to... Yeah, it's going to be a reverse Comic Zone where the creation comes out to the real world instead of the creator going into the creator world.
All right. We also watched Warau Salesman, which
Warau Salesman New.
Which if I'm remembering right translates to the smiling salesman.
Which is
that show's pretty good. It was
a remake or a continuation of an old anime.
Yes, you can tell from the art style. Animation's pretty good on it.
It's gonna be one of those, here's the moral lesson of the week type shows, which isn't bad.
Yeah, that the opening and ending themes are actually really good. Like, I think those are, like, they were really good. They had a very Sugashiko type style, like Boogie Pop Phantom. Anybody who likes that Boogie Pop opening theme, you should listen to the opening and ending themes of Warau Salesman. It's really good.
When we were watching this, I remember I said, the soundtrack reminds me of a few months ago when YouTube was recommending 1970s Japanese music. It's exactly that.
Those really good songs that just so happen to be at the end of some of our videos. Maybe you should listen to them and hear those awesome songs that we recommend. They're pretty cool, pretty good.
Taku point deposited into your account.
You get a Taku sticker right here.
So yes, we're saying what our salesman new is pretty good, and we're all giving it a pass, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I thought a pass was bad. Like, I'm passing on this.
No. A pass is in, yeah, go ahead. You're cool, man. Get in.
Well, yeah, I give that a pass, but I take away
like a hall pass.
That I said I was passing.
We see these other anime that don't have passes, and they're in the hall. We're gonna snitch on them niggas, yo.
Where did I hear this reference? Anyway, let's see. We also watched Alice to Zouroku. That was the one with the little girl and the old man.
The old man is based, yo.
See, and I agree. The animation for it was okay. Now here's where we're gonna talk about animation again, because it had the worst CG of the season.
Oh, absolutely. The CG was garbage, but this is the one case where like, oh man, this show looks like shit, but the story and the characters are interesting.
Yeah, they make you actually believe that the old man, he's not just your typical main character. He's actually an old man. He's like, I'm tired of this anime shit. I don't got time for this. And he seems to be like genuinely a nice old man. And the little girl's okay. He said, I'm tired of this anime shit, not anime was a mistake. Fucking hate you, Miyazaki.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing more of that.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. I don't remember the opening theme. Ending theme was alright. Animation was below standard, but below standard. It's JC staff. What do I expect? But characters and stuff, story seemed to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to another episode. We all giving this a pass?
Definitely.
I'll give it a half a pass.
So we've got the rating of this show is 2.5 passes. Ding. Do a little animation for that. Anyway.
No. How about
Clockwork Planet.
Yeah. Okay. My first impressions of this from the opening scene was, hey, this reminds me of a fucking generic JRPG setting.
My interpretation of it was, wow, this anime is almost as ugly as Galaxy Angel.
Oh.
The animation's not bad. The art style, the characters' eyeballs are on the sides of their head.
Well, I have a nostalgia for that type.
How do you have nostalgia for that? Of all things,
that's among the first anime an American kid would see. It's the fucking bulging eyeballs.
I don't remember the opening and the ending themes. Do you?
Yeah, me neither. But I do remember the main character. He's a bit forgettable, really.
The main character. Yeah. The probably only real thing that sticks out in the series, to be perfectly honest and to be a bit harsh on it, is really just the maid girl's look and her skirt scythes. Because I haven't seen
she dual wields fucking scythes, yo. Somebody out there is just jizzing in his pants.
I actually have no recollection of what anime I was talking about.
There goes to show you. You can't even explain it. You can't even explain it. No, I know how to explain it.
Oh,
it's the one with the android girl where she was sucking on that kid's finger.
Yeah.
That was the most forgettable show that we watched.
No, it wasn't. Not by a long shot.
Well, let's actually talk about the most forgettable show we watched.
You're gonna have to say something because I'm not gonna remember it.
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember it either. Moving on. Let's talk about...
What is it?
I don't remember. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Could it be
Calm down.
Attack on Titan Season 2?
Into the trash that goes.
That's fine.
And I don't mean your joke. I mean Attack on Titan. Anyway, let's talk about Renai Boukun? Whatever. Love Tyrant. I think that's the translation. So, it has a pretty silly premise, but I think it got some genuine laughs from me.
Do you know when the manga was originally made, or?
Yeah, I was reading the manga when it first started coming out, and if I'm remembering right, I might have actually just started college when the manga first started.
Cause dude, the references in the show are pretty dated.
Yeah,
it's a parody of Death Note. What year is it? 2017.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and that's the thing. I think that they might have waited too long to make this.
You think? Oh no, this is the perfect time to make this because.
Oh no, I know why they're making it. It's because of the Death Note live action series, yo. They're trying to capitalize on that.
That's smart. That's thinking ahead. That's 4D chess. I think this is just a dumb comedy show, and not to say that that's bad.
I agree wholeheartedly. I don't know. I'll try to keep watching it, but
maybe
to be honest,
I'll turn my brain off and watch another episode.
It feels like one of those shows you go back to when you're older, and you just slowly start to realize it probably wasn't that great.
That's fun.
What
Seems
about you, Hawkeyes, the Final Brave?
Well, I don't really have an opinion. I think that this season all around is still pretty shitty. And this is no exception.
What a hard ass over there, you know?
I mean, it has 2 shows that I like, right? Or 2 shows that I can just say, like, alright, I'm probably gonna watch it to the end unless it does something outlandishly bad, right?
Right.
But other than that, it's either something I don't want to watch or I think it's just forgettable.
How about the ones we just recently watched? Zouroku,
Right.
Hajimeru Mahou no Show.
Yeah, don't ask me to translate that because I can translate it. You're not gonna like all the different translations I gave you because it ain't gonna sound good. Anyway, let's just call it.
Guess what it is. Maybe
The one with
the furry.
with Tony the Tiger.
that one's kind of lame, but I'll probably watch it.
Great.
Yeah, like the dynamic between the main character and that the witch was pretty good. But yeah, I'll probably keep watching it.
I agree.
And the main character is totally a furry guts. Speaking of which, well, maybe we should mention that we're not gonna watch. Well, we're not gonna talk about Berserk season 2
Until
because
the DVD
honestly,
release.
the DVD. If you compare it to last year's season 1, the fucking Blu-ray / DVDs, the animation is completely fixed, and the TV version was just garbage, like
Booty meat.
bootios. But
Booty. They make
we got
sure
one more,
you ain't
right?
booty.
We got
no,
two more.
We got 2 more. Let's talk about. Oh God.
Akashic Records.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say. I was gonna
Save
try
the
to
best
say
for
that
last.
title. Yeah. Oh yeah. So Akashic Records. I think it was pretty. I think that was actually a pretty good first showing. Animation was decent. Animation was decent. Can't really say much for the music. Story so far seems to be pretty good because again, main character holding that down.
Holding down the fucking criminal record. And let me tell you something. The way the school got the female students dressed, I don't blame it.
What are you talking about, Felix? Don't all schools have girls walking around in short skirts with G-strings and garter belts on?
How did they... Basically, there's going to be some casuals out there saying, well, the character design ripped off that one girl from Boats.
From Kantai Collection,
yes.
Ripping off Shimakaze?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not... the more I think about it, the more I'm like, he's not really wrong.
Not wrong.
But, yeah, the main character for that really holds it down. He is a grade A asshole in every sense of the term. The perfect type of character to deal with a tsundere. A total asshole.
I don't really know the deal with this series yet, and I'm guessing it's only going to be 12 episodes, right?
Most likely.
I'm not sure if I'll know the deal by the end of the 12th episode, but who knows? I'm willing to give it more time. And finally... Hang
on, I gotta take a deep breath. Hang on.
Do it in one attempt. If you fuck it up, we'll just use the nickname.
Fine. Shumatsu Nani Shitemasu ka? Isogi desu ka? Sukutte Moratte desu ka?
I would think we should just translate these to English next time.
You want to translate that to English?
That's
Yes.
Good luck.
Translating Japanese light novels titles to English? I don't think so.
That's why you gotta hit up Google Translate, my dude.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is something to say to anybody who actually hears this. If you're writing a novel title, make it simple. It doesn't have to explain the entirety of what the novel is. Just have a title that's memorable. Don't have it be
that's wrong.
3 sentences.
You know how many there? Like, the reason why I looked into it, we're getting off topic here, but the reason why they have fucking long-ass titles is to grab the attention of potential readers, and it just escalated and escalated as more authors started doing it, and it just became fucking ridiculous. Anyways, regarding the Suka anime, I couldn't tell if this show had a budget or not, because there were some like low-key moments of like high animation, of unnecessary movement and shit, and you're like, yeah. And then there's like slideshows at the first half of the episode, and you're like, what the fuck? What's going on?
Yeah, it's really weird because it came off as. I'm gonna say this up front. I'm giving this a pass because I thought it was actually a very good first episode. It's just I don't understand what was going on with the animation in it. I definitely agree.
For the story, like you think it was gonna be one way, and then it completely subverted your expectations. At least mine. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a fantasy. Different world, blah blah blah. Not that he was trapped in another world, but it's just a fantasy world war story. And then it became a babysitting job. So
yeah, I can say I'm actually looking forward to that a lot because it feels pretty original. And I know the as far as me, anybody who knows me understands my feeling about something having to be terribly original. But I think it's actually pretty original. Seems to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. The ending theme was very comfy. Very, very comfy. But I think it was. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to another episode. I'm
post-credit scene.
I'm looking forward to Shumatsu Nani Shitemasu Isogi Deska Shuki Sukutte Moratte I Deska.
I'll tell you one thing. This season is looking, stronger than last season, definitely. Yeah. Altogether.
Also, sorry to tell people, we're probably not going to review Grand Blue Fantasy or talk about it. I'll probably watch it on my own. We're not watching Star Mew. Fuck off. We're not watching The Royal Tutor. We're definitely not watching fucking Attack on Titan. Sorry, it ain't happening. And we're also not watching Anonymous Voice, Anonymous Noise.
You keep trying to decide things for us. Yeah, I might watch it and put it on my channel. Archives of the Final Brave.
You ain't gonna watch
Maybe y'all should subscribe to that.
And P.S. Fuck you, Tsukasa Fushimi. I'm not watching Ero Manga Sensei. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a Kuma Soul anime, but I guess not.
Anyone who doesn't know and you're watching Ero Manga Sensei, be warned. This is from the guy who wrote Oremu. I'm warning you up front.
Oh.
So in other words,
tagline. It's Nakuma Soul anime. He's just protesting it.
Tagline. We're done.
We're done. Fuck off.